Apology. I've learnt the hard way. You ever have those experiences where you can spend a lot of time and effort on doing something that you think is going to work and you're completely down the wrong road? That's what I think I've done with YouTube. I've really enjoyed the last 2 months since I set up my new YouTube channel. However, I think I set it up on the wrong channel. So I don't know. I thought to myself, early January, so it's now March, want to set up this new channel talking about my experiences, discoveries that I make, things that I think you might find interesting, worthwhile, create some discussion. Anyway, I thought, new channel, let's set it up from scratch. I already had a Google account and one or two other channels, and I thought, well, let's make it clean, let's make a brand new channel. Tried to set it up. Interestingly, unlike in the past, it was really tough to set it up. There are all sorts of security issues and steps that Google took me through, and I thought, oh well, must be the new world of scams and all that sort of stuff. So I just went with it, and then started, I think about mid-January, posted my first video, started to get the hang of the camera and all that audio, and eventually got a microphone and a stand, and sort of tried to improve the quality, thinking, over time that the views and engagement would increase. And I must say it's been a bit haphazard. Um, I knew it would take time, and maybe I'm being impatient even after 2 months. But what I think the big mistake is that I made is that I didn't use an existing channel, rebrand it, and build on that. I've seen, since I set this up, some other creators talk about, and I can see from their track record, that even though they might have quite a following and be very active now, the truth of it is that their account has been around many years. Like, I'm talking 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, long time. And all they simply did was they kept all those old videos there, and then they just changed the name, or kept the name and just focused on some different content. And the assumption is, amongst many of these creators, and I think this has panned out for me, is that when you start a brand new channel from scratch, it can take a long time, no matter how good your content, before Google really starts to push it out there. So hopefully this lesson has only cost me 2 months, because it'd be a shame if I'm creating content that people may like, yet they can't see it because it's not being put up in front of their faces. It's kind of this no man's land. So this is the first video I'm going to now post up on my old video, or my old channel, that I've had for quite a few years, maybe 10 years, could be close to it. And there's been videos there from my previous work, running an entrepreneur program for girls, and profiling some of my inventions and all sorts of things that you even might find useful. But I'm going to use as a foundation to start building up this content, and maybe I'll move some of the videos that I put on the new channel that kind of just sitting in the darkness at the moment, internet darkness, and repost them over here, and maybe you'll see them or other people will see them, because Google rates me as maybe being more authentic or not, fly by night, just set something up. So that's the working premise that other people seem to have found works, and I can see that that's certainly the case, that there really isn't an overnight success with this stuff. Um, I heard a pop star the other day say that it took them 15 years to become an overnight success. I don't think it takes that long with YouTube, but I think it does take quite a bit of time to build up momentum. And I, like other people, I posted up, a reasonable amount in the past, and then I haven't done anything for years, until recently, where I felt like I had something worthwhile to say. So I'm not doing this just because I think, it'll make me successful or what have you. I just think this is the time when I've got something to say and I want to communicate and connect with other like-minded people. And for me, this channel's about building a career and a life beyond 40s, 50s, 60s, when you might find yourself leaving the workforce, having to think about life beyond work, or even trying to reinvent yourself and find work in a very different workplace than it's been here in the past. I myself, I do a bit of contracting here and there. It's pretty thin. So I have to sort of pivot all the time, trying to change what I offer. Sometimes I do voluntary work. Tomorrow I'm joining a sort of committee, a volunteer committee, which I'm looking forward to build up my networks, but also feel like I've got something of value to share with others, to contribute. So yeah, that's my biggest mistake, is I think I got on the wrong train. And I ended up at a destination that was pretty dark and pretty isolating. So let's see what this does. Let's see if this makes a difference. And if you do see this and you do have any thoughts about this whole idea of YouTube and how you can build up your channel and maybe your own experience of learning this, then I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, it's a bit of an experiment, because a lot of these rules aren't shared by YouTube. We have to learn it as we go along. So I think I've made a fundamental mistake, but a bigger mistake would be if I didn't learn from it and change direction. So fingers crossed this works, and look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. See ya.